but you always learn from your losses.
Right.
And that's really important. But I never wanted my emotion, because I'm an emotional guy and I wear it on my sleeve. And if you watch a wrestling match, I'm into a match. And,
If the match isn't interesting, watching you is. I love watching you, because you're into it.
Yeah, I get into it because we live this life with these guys, and,
Right.
and that's what hurts me the most, seeing them not, achieve their goals or lose a tight match, things like that. So that's probably what hurts the most, So again, I don't let emotion get involved in it, but you got to learn from those losses and you got to learn from those mistakes. And it's even more gratifying when you see somebody fix a mistake and do it right and do it better. And you'll never
Right.
get it perfect, right? You'll never get it perfect. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be sitting here.
But you have to chase progress.
Yep.
Right.
And that's for me, that's what it's about.
Wrestling, I wrestled from the age of 7 up till I graduated in high school. So I understand the sport, not nearly to the extent that you do, but I know it's about, mastering some basics, and then it's about the ability to adapt. Like, do you think that a wrestler, because I've known wrestlers, honestly, that have won state championships that mastered 5 moves.
Yeah.
They mastered 1 or 2 takedowns, 1 or 2 pinning combinations, and the ability to ride a person out, whatever it may be. And some of the guys, we can talk about them later. And I know you need to know more than 5 moves, but how important
Not really. Not
Okay,
really.
well, this is good. This is good.
Not really.
When I was in high school, I went to a wrestling club up north, and it was a really big one. You would absolutely know the people involved with it. And I'm watching 2 brothers, both of which had won state championships. And there's 4 brothers in the family, but one of them is while we're down in the basement of their house, because this is the early time of their club, one of them is repetitively doing a single leg takedown on his brother over and over and over again. And I'm sitting here thinking, now this guy is literally one of the best takedown artists in the state. He technical falls everybody and lets him up, takes him down, lets him up, takes him down. Why is he practicing this basic move over and over and over again? And I didn't realize till years later, it was about repetition. It was about muscle memory. It was about doing it so much that it was second nature. You couldn't do it wrong. Is that the kind of training that?
Yeah, I think so. And that goes back to kind of what we talked about with all these clubs and all these soccer coaches and all these baseball coaches. Everybody has a different gimmick or different thing they're trying to sell you. It's about doing 2 or 3 or 4 things right, doing them really, really good. We have an assistant coach right now, an associate head coach, Donnie Pritzloff, who's one of the best wrestlers in the world, one of the best wrestlers New Jersey's ever had. He's got a number. If you ask anybody, he's got a great single leg. That's what he's known for, his single leg. And even yesterday in practice,
You're talking about Pritzloff.
Yep.
Right.
Pritzloff showing his single leg. He does 2, 3, 4 things really good. He can get off the bottom. He can ride you if he has to. But eventually he's going to hit a single leg because it's over and over and over. So it's 2 or 3. It's the basics. If you watch the national tournament, the national finals, it's singles, doubles, go behind takedowns. If you watch the Olympic Games, there's very rarely do you see a big time throw. Our best wrestler in this world, Jordan Burroughs, shoots a double leg.
Right.
It's a basic. So it's a single leg, it's a double leg, it's a go behind. Those are the basics of our sport, and then you have to know how to protect your legs. You have to get off bottom. You have to be able to ride somebody. Of course but they're all basic skills. These what I call camp moves, nice moves that get people's attention. They're very rarely used in a big time match. Right. They may be used in the, first round to try to be popular, but in a big time spot, trying to win a championship against the best guys in the country, comes down to the basics of the sport. So that's what I've always believed in. I see it more now every day because I'm around Donnie, and I see how he goes about his business of teaching and learning, but he's not learning anything new. He's learning different ways to get to that single leg.
A lot of times, I think it comes down to aggression. At the right time, knowing when to go. But that leads me to a question that I wanted to ask you. Can you teach aggression?
That's kind of a loaded question. It's I think you could teach a kid to be tough in spots, but I think it could be a mindset and a philosophy on how to attack a certain situation, whatever sport it is,
Right.
If you're somebody who looks at a first strike in baseball, well, are we going to teach a kid to kind of jump on that first strike in fastball? Yeah, I think you could teach that. That's a philosophy and a focus. But at the end of the day, as far as guts goes, and you either have it or you don't. Right. And we try to put our guys in, we try to get it out of them more often than not, but you could see it. We try to put our guys in strenuous situations in the practice room where it's really, really hard and really, really difficult. And at the end of the day, you always find the guy that will shy away from it or embrace it. And we got a lot of guys right now that'll embrace it. And I just think what that does is, and I'm speaking about wrestling here, late in matches when you're really tired and hurting, they find a way to gut it out, so to speak. And I think you could teach that. I think you can get that out of them through preparation.
Just putting them in difficult
In
situations.
difficult situations.
So when they see it in the real world
Yeah.
or on the mat, in your case, they're prepared for that.
Yeah.